Happy hump day, everyone. It's Trisha out at Acres of Dreams, and I brought a load from the lake house dock. The kids are pulling the old boards up because they've seen their better days, um, and we are reusing them here rather than throwing them in the dump. I see people throwing lumber in the dump all the time, and I just think, oh my gosh, you could be using that. Yes, I know there are going to be people who have reached out and said, you have that paint and it's toxic and it's going to leach into the ground and all that stuff. So I will just tell you this, that I guarantee you that there's nothing that's going to leach out into this ground that's any worse than the acid rain coming from the sky or the runoff coming from local farms. So I am not really worried about that. I don't plant right next to it, um, but I'm not really concerned. I, as you can see, turned the paint side down, but I am using them as a border, and I'm using them in my beds, and it has not hurt the flowers one bit. Not having any rain has done that all on its own. But anyway, I just really am so tickled to death that I can reuse these instead of filling up the landfill with them. And so I'm going to stack them up, and then as I get decayed logs, as I get in here and start cleaning up in here, I can get decayed logs, and then the smaller ones I'll run through my chipper, and then I'll make my own mulch, because you see I desperately need about 4 more inches of mulch on these beds. But anyway, the process starts spring cleaning, right? Everybody knows that once spring gets here, then it's non-stop until you finish. But anyway, if you do have wood that's left over, consider using it to line a fruit guild, anything like that. Once I get the live logs down here, not live, but dead logs down here, I'm going to try my hand at some mushroom growing in the bark. So we'll see how that goes. That's probably a next year project. Still working on about 5 or 6 projects here, including irrigation. So I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. And if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any comments, I'm always happy to hear your comments, positive and negative. But I am a half full glass girl. Actually, I'm a 3/4 full glass girl. So if you come on here with a bunch of negativity, chances are I won't respond. Anyway, just letting you know. I thank you for following, and I hope you learned some things from me, as I've learned so much in this, almost 4.5 year process now. And I hope to share those lessons learned so that if you're out there just beginning, you won't make the same mistakes that I did. And that's what it's all about. I don't know about you, but I can get on YouTube and I find like 50 different opinions on things. And it really, one thing I've learned is that you have to look at what zone you're living in. You can't really depend on what people are talking about unless you live in the same zone as they do, because what applies to them doesn't necessarily apply to you. Sometimes it does, but not always. So that's just one thing I've learned, and I've had some hard lessons from it too, because I'm in zone 8B, for those of you who don't know, South Carolina. And yes, I know I had several people say, I love your Southern drawl. Well, I can tell you Google Translate does not. No telling what you'll see or hear coming out of Google Translate with my Southern accent. But love you guys. Thank you for following. And again, no matter what's happening in your life, put your faith in the Lord. God is always, always the master planner. He has your plan. You just have to figure out what that is and act on it like I did. And always, always move faithwards. Until next time, love you.